Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make LED display. I have my LEDs, right emitting diodes. When you look at them clearly, you can see that it contains two pins. It has a bigger pin and a smaller pin. The bigger pin is the positive pin and the smaller one is the negative pin. I have my resistors with me. It is 220 ohm resistor. I will use it to protect the LEDs from blowing or from excess current. This is how they are arranged. That is my positive pin, negative pin. I connect them in series. That is positive pin connect with negative pin. That is my negative. I connect it with positive pin. Remember, our positive pin is bigger than the other one. That is my negative pin. I connect it with positive pin. I connect. That is now my first 4 LEDs. After every 4 LEDs, I get my neutral. I started with positive, so the fourth LEDs will give me neutral. That is where I will get my ground from. I start from now connecting. From the fourth LED, I will connect the other neutral there so that I get my neutral point. So that is my neutral pin. I connect it with my neutral pin. That is my ground. So I am left with positive pin. That is positive pin. I connect it with negative pin. The smaller pin, remember, it's a negative pin. I connect it with positive pin. That is another positive. I connect it with the negative pin. That is my negative. Look at clearly, it's smaller pin. I connect it with my positive pin. I'm left with positive. I connect it with the other negative pin so that at the final part I will be left with the positive. That is my negative pin. I'm connecting it with positive. I'm now finally left with positive pin. That is where I will apply my resistor on the positive pin. So the first pin, remember, it was positive. That is where I will fix my resistor to prevent LEDs. After I count 1, 2, 3, 4, that is my ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, that is the other positive part. I put my resistor there. And that's how it's done. Now I'm soldering the board. I solder the positive sign, negative sign. Remember my resistors. That is where I will solder my positive wire. I have to reconfirm and recheck, and the process continues. It repeats itself. After every 4 LEDs, I have my neutral, I have my resistor on the positive pin. So I'm soldering to make sure that the board is well soldered. Soldering my LEDs, right emitting diodes. And this is how it's done. You just solder the pins. Positive sign, remember, is where resistor is. After soldering, you start cutting the bigger pins that may cause short circuit in the board. Now that is what I'm doing using my nail cutter. I want to avoid any short circuit that may happen in the board. So I use a nail cutter to trim or cut those bigger pins that may short with the other pins to avoid any short circuit in the board. So after I'm through, I want to connect. That is my positive wire. Remember, I'm using power supply of 12-volt output with 5 amperes. That is my positive. That is my negative. I have to recheck. Yeah, connection is done, and you can see LEDs are working. That is how LEDs work. LED display. It is very bright, so it's attractive from a distance. When one is having a business, one will be attracted to see the board. And that is how it's done.